Thanks for coming in. Busy week for us last week, really busy week. Busy week again here. We go this week. We've got the number 1 team in conference coming in tonight, and then the number 2 team in conference coming in on Friday. So it doesn't get any easier. We had a heck of a week last week. Played some really good competition. Learned a lot about ourselves. Learned a lot about still what we have to do, where we need to go, and we're excited about that. Our guys were exhausted last week. They were tired. Saturday morning practice was tough for them, but we've got a good group. They continue to work hard. They continue to get better. So, you sit at 15-3 on the year, you're doing something right. So we feel good about where we're at, but we know that there's a lot of stuff that we still got in front of us, stuff that we still need to accomplish. So we're excited about it. Our guys are excited about it, and this week will really be a huge test for us to figure that out. So with that, opening up to questions.
What were the highs and lows of the week?
Well, the highs and lows, I think from an outside perspective, I think the win on Thursday was probably a high. People ask, is that the best win you've had? And, the corny answer and the one I gave is, yeah, because it's the most recent one. Every win feels good. When you only win 8 games all last year, then they really feel good. So, that game versus 11, that was a good game for us because we really fought it. We really came back and played well. After being down, we were down 33-28 towards the end of the first half, and just could not figure out a way to slow them down. And then they missed a shot right before half. Tanner hit a huge 3, bring us within 2. And then we just kind of had the momentum. It's nice that we have Garrett and other teams don't. He's pretty darn good. And so he really was able to kind of carry us and put us on his back for a little while. So, that would be the high. And the low is, we didn't play well Friday. We didn't play well. We were tired. Their length had something to do with it, but, we weren't any good on Friday. And, that's a team who's 9-2 on the year now. And their 2 losses are to teams with a combined 27-0 record. So I don't think we need to walk around and pout, feel sorry for ourselves that we got beat, but you have to play really, really well every night against good competition. So we didn't, but overall it was a good week.
What did you guys realize you need to fix for this week?
Oh, stuff to fix for this week. We played better competition, but we got away from being a really, really good defensive team. We allowed a lot of easy baskets. We did a bad job at just fundamental basic defensive stuff that we broke down in. So we've just kind of gone back over that a little bit just to refine it. We got spoiled for a little while because we'd been making a lot of shots. And so I think because we were making so many shots, then we got away from our identity, which was being really good defensively. Raytown shot anything they wanted. Leavenworth did in the first half. We played pretty well defensively in the second half versus Leavenworth, and then just forgot how to guard on Friday too. So we got to get better to being a really good defensive team. Shelby.
A lot of the teams you played during the tournament were out of your conference, like bigger and smaller. How do you think that helped your team, and how did it cause obstacles?
Well, I'd say it helped us because, those are teams that in our classification we won't see come playoffs, and people argue and say that the big class 5 is bigger or better than class 4, and I think as a whole maybe that's the case. We're pretty proud of our class. We're pretty proud of our conference that we're in, and the competition that we see in there. But it only makes us better. I've used this comparison a lot this year for people to kind of understand where we are. We haven't arrived. We're not this star. Liberty and the program coaches, again, the things they got going on here is like Duke. It's night in, night out. They know what they're going to get. The place is full. The opponents want to beat them. We're trying to build something the way that Butler's built something. We're trying to build something the way Gonzaga's built something, where you aren't on that same stage that the big guys are right now. Now we'd like to think that we could play with the big guys, and I think we showed we can. But it's different for us, and we're fine with it. But in the long run, there's no doubt that it helped us.
What are you looking forward to for this week, and what do you think are going to help you, or what are going to be your strengths for the next couple games?
Well, you know, we talked about how on Saturday our guys were down a little bit, and you know we're ticked about the way we played. But if we want to feel sorry for ourselves at all, then we're going to go from in our last 3 games we'd be 15-2, and then in our last 3 games we could be 15-5, because you know to be the best you got to beat the best, and Kearney's the best team in our conference, and Grandview's the 2nd best team in our conference. We're the 3rd best team in our conference record-wise, and according to some people, you know they think that's the way it is. So. We're going to get tested like crazy this week. You know, our mental toughness, our physical toughness, the trust in our system, the confidence our guys have is really going to be tested this week, big time.
How are you going to get your players motivated after the game?
How am I going to get them motivated? I'm going to yell at them a lot. I'm going to tell them if they don't play well, then they have to sit on the bench. And no, I'm only half kidding. You know, our team has an enormous amount of self-discipline, they care about each other, they care about the program. So I've had to do very little motivating. I've had to use very little motivation techniques. I haven't had to really kind of be on these guys to play really hard all the time, because for the most part, I mean, you know, our first quarter against Grandview in December we stunk, and then you know we just weren't any good on Friday. But I thought we played pretty hard. I just thought we were out of gas, and so we didn't play well, and we were tired, which was a bad combo. But that Tuesday in December we just weren't any good, and that was the only time really this year where we were just out of it mentally, physically, and everything. So. Well, we've got a group that leads. We got a group that runs the show amongst the guys, which is a great thing for me because then I don't have to worry as much about that. So, you know, it kind of falls on those guys' shoulders, and they've done a good job all year with it. Take one more.
Every game we notice that Jolly and Lowe always show up and do their best.
Yeah.
Are there any other players that you see that really push and have really shown that they deserve that spot on varsity?
Well, I mean, I'd like to think that the 8 guys that we play are that way. You know, Garrett and Brinks get a lot of accolades because of the way they score. You know, everybody asks after a game how many points you scored. They never ask how many times you passed the ball. They never ask how many times you guarded somebody. You know, they never ask those things. So that's the stuff that people see out there. But I'd like to think the 8 guys that we play show up every single night. I think Zach's phenomenal for us. Jake is as steady of a point guard as you'll find in the city. Nadir's developed and getting better. Ian Sandiford's really stepped up. Kyle Malone's our most improved player. I forget Tanner is as much of a perimeter threat as anybody's got. So I'd like to think those 8 guys are pretty solid for us, and so they step up every night. Now, as far as the scoring column goes, we need Garrett, we need Brinks every night. There's no doubt about it. But as a whole, those 8 guys are pretty solid for us. So thanks for coming in. Thanks for making the best of the circumstances, being creative. We had a blast last week, and I want to thank you guys, Ann, John, Katie, all you guys for everything that you did last week, the students putting on the production that you did. It was great. We had a lot of fun with it, and we're looking forward to a big week this week for us, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. Thanks.
All right, hey, good morning. Coach Stirtz, head basketball coach, Liberty High School. Thanks for coming this morning. Talk some hoops, and let me first start by saying that I appreciate 18's dedication over a long week last week with broadcasting 12 games and doing an awesome job. You guys worked really, really, really hard. And I've been able to watch some of the broadcasts and telecasts on replay, and it's just you guys do a tremendous job. So congratulations, well done. And I'll open it up now for questions. Yes, sir.
How did the week go last week? What were the highs and lows?
Well, high. We'll start with Raytown. We played really well against Raytown in our second game, which was on Thursday. We shot the ball a season high 58% from the field, won by 40. Things came pretty easy to us. We only had 4 turnovers. We out-rebounded them by about 20. We just the game was slow in the sense that yet we scored 84 points. It was slow because it was easy for us. I thought we shared the ball really well. We had about 23 assists in the game, so we did a really nice job on both ends of the floor. Our tournament started off against Leavenworth, and we didn't shoot the ball particularly well that game. Our effort was tremendous. We played really, really hard. We had an 8-point lead at halftime, and then we didn't adjust very well to some full court pressure. They forced some turnovers, and we didn't, like I said, we needed to take some better shots and score more effectively in the second half, and I think the outcome would have been different. And then Friday in battling center was a little disappointing. I thought for the first time, when our guys and our program takes pride in getting ready for every single game, and I think Friday we didn't do that, plain and simple. And I didn't have them ready, and they weren't ready to go, and so it was a fault of everyone involved with our program not being ready to go. We got down 13-0 against Center, a nice team, and we battled back, showed a lot of determination. But it was one of those efforts that we're really not very proud of, to be quite honest with you. Our guys weren't ready. It was embarrassing offensively, and our defensive effort was subpar. And our Coach Hammond, our defensive coordinator, labeled it our worst defensive effort of the season. And I agree with him. It isn't about X's and O's. It was about a mentality that's between our ears that we didn't have that night, and so that's disappointing. And that will be changed this week. Yes.
The students made some actions towards each other at the different high schools this week during the tournament. How do you feel about the moves they made to make a rivalry between the two high schools?
Well, I think it was just a matter of time. I think that that as long as it's done in good taste, I think that's acceptable, because rivalries are good. They're healthy. I had them when I was in high school and played in college, and I think. For some extent, I think that Liberty High School has been without a rival over the last couple years. We kind of changed some conference alignments, and I just don't feel like we've had a rival. I think in years past, I think our rival was Oak Park. We were in their conference, and they were close, and I think rivalries tend to be a little bit geographical, and so we've kind of been, I feel, without one the past few years. So we welcome it. It's going to be, you knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. We've faced each other a couple times in summer leagues, but that really, that doesn't count per se. Eventually we had planned on playing each other. They took care of their end. We didn't take care of ours, and we lost to a really good Leavenworth team. But we had planned on facing each other. I know the students got into a little bit, but it's fine. It'll be good for both schools. Yes.
There were some players that really stood out this week or last week and really proved that they were ready to continue playing for the rest of the season.
Well, Max Francisco, congrats to him. He made the all-tournament team. He averaged about 19 points a game for 3 games. Had a very nice tournament on the offensive end, and plus defensively. One night he grabbed 17 rebounds. The other one he was close to 10. So he just did a really nice job for us on both ends of the floor, scoring it and playing some good defense, and especially grabbing rebounds. Yes.
What are you guys looking forward to, and what's your plan of attack for this week?
Well, we have Park Hill tonight on the road there, and then we come back on Thursday night and play Lee Summit. We need a couple of wins this week. We're excited about the opportunity. to go to Park Hill. Our sophomores play at 4 o'clock. Our JV plays at 5:30, and so we play at 7. So a triple header tonight. Our goal is to try to get 3 wins tonight at Park Hill, and then we come back home for a different Thursday night game against Lee Summit. We had a really close battle with them last time. Kellen Turner hitting a shot with 3 seconds to go to win it for us. So we know that's going to be a tough test, but we're excited about it. We had a good practice last night, and we need to keep the momentum going from that practice for the rest of the week. Sam?
Can you talk a little bit about tonight's Coaches versus Keys?
Yes, definitely. Tonight is a very, very special night, and for us, our program has 2 basic causes or opportunities to go outside of basketball and help other people out. And one of those is when we deliver food over Christmas to the needy in the town of City of Liberty. That's our cause in our community service, so to speak. And then our Coaches versus Cancer, that's the charity that we support in the American Cancer Society in our program. So tonight, our players will be wearing special T-shirts, and we're trying to raise as much money as we can through Coaches versus Cancer and for the American Cancer Society. We talked a little bit about why we do this in our locker room after practice yesterday, cancer hits close to home. A lot of people, almost everyone, is affected by it, this horrible disease that hopefully someday soon is curable and then preventable. And so I think what we're trying to do is just do something similar to what the colleges have done, and that is draw awareness to it. Coach Norm Stewart, the former coach at MU, started Coaches versus Cancer a few years back. And last year, our high school programs in the metropolitan area raised over $40,000 to donate to American Cancer Society through Coaches versus Cancer. And our goal as a coaches association, metropolitan, both Kansas and Missouri, is to beat that number this year. So that's our goal, and thank you for your support. And there's going to be a lot of donations have been made for a silent auction and raffle tonight at Park Hill. So we encourage people to get over and do that and to support our cause. Thank you, Sam. Well, hey, we're out of time, so I appreciate you all coming in this morning. Thank you very much. Have a great day and a great rest of the week. Hope to see you tonight at Park Hill, and if not, back here Thursday against Lee Summit. Thanks a lot.